house was built in 1834, and it was used during the Battle of Gettysburg.
There's actually bullet holes in the house. They were bringing the wounded soldiers into the building, and plenty of soldiers died in the building. The first floor is all for the business. The second floor is set up as an apartment. That's where I live. People had always talked about how the building was haunted, but I had never experienced anything until I moved in there. And it wasn't too long before strange things started happening. We hear footsteps. You can hear doors opening and closing when you know you're the only person there. Lights in the building when we're closed for the night. We've had several people who've had experiences with a little boy in the house. I had a former coworker who actually saw the little boy.
There's that picture of this young boy, I think 6, 7, 8 years old, standing there with white old-fashioned shirt, suspenders, old-fashioned pants.
It was pretty amazing to hear that the spirit's in the house is one thing, but to actually see photographic proof that he's there is overwhelming. A lot of the tour guides are scared to go into different parts of the building. We've had incidents with the employee restroom where you go in to use the restroom and the door handle starts moving.
On the tours, people have taken a lot of pictures. I've seen lots of orbs. Sometimes they're teeny, sometimes they're big. Usually they're white. People say it's ghost energy, ghostly presence in the room.
I think they're friggin' ghosts.
Alright, give it.
Animals are more sensitive to spirits, which is why I think I started noticing things with my dog. Normally, my dog would be there to greet me as soon as I get home. I couldn't find her anywhere. I looked all over the apartment. I really started to panic. I got a little frantic. Then I heard something coming from the back bedroom. It sounded like it was coming from under the bed, which I thought was really strange because she'd never gone under a bed before. She didn't want to come out. It took me a good bit of coaxing to get her to come out. I couldn't figure out, was there someone that had gotten her scared enough to go under there? Thought, no, I've been here all day. There's no way someone could be up here. One night also, I was standing in the kitchen making dinner. My dog was laying in the living room area, and I caught some movement out of the corner of my eye. That's when I saw the tennis ball rolling across the kitchen floor into the living room, and it stopped basically right in front of her. There's no explanation. I was the only one there.
I think it's the little ghost boy that likes to play with the dog.
I think the little boy will stay. It's his house, and I don't think he has plans to leave anytime soon. I am responsible for shutting everything down at the end of the night. And so I set the alarm and make sure all the lights are off. The building's completely dark by the time I walk out to the back. One night after I had closed up downstairs, I got into, we call it the green room, where it's painted green. We keep a lot of books in there. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw a tall, dark figure standing in the room. I was terrified. I had to physically step around him because I thought I was going to run into him. That's how sure I was there was someone standing there. He was very tall, at least over 6 feet tall, and very imposing in stature, and it scared me. So I bolted for the back door and ran to the apartment out back where my mom and my stepdad were staying. I was very shaken up. They were concerned as soon as they saw me, and I said, I think there's someone in there. My stepdad said, well, do you want to go over there and check it out? I was like, I'm not going. There's a burglar alarm. If there's someone in there, it'll set the alarm off, and it never did. I still walk through that room in the dark every night and always have this fear that I'm gonna see him. It's always in the back of my mind.
The ghosts want you to go so that they can have their time in the house. I don't feel welcome. So I just don't spend much time in there. I just want to go in, do what I have to do, and get out.
Working there and having those experiences has definitely opened my mind up to the fact that there is something beyond us. There will always be spirits in the Andrew Woods house.
Yeah.
It's always in the back of my mind, and when I step into that room, I'm always afraid that I will see him.
Is there another one?